Hello and welcome to a special Tuesday episode of the Can I Say Something podcast. I'm your host Damian, and on the line we have.
Dion,
And Carrie.
greatest callers the show's ever had.
Yeah. So I watched a few things. Have you watched a thing?
I've watched the thing.
You watched a movie?
Carrie, have you watched the movie?
We watched a movie together the other night.
We did the thing together.
What did you watch?
We watched Uncut Gems.
Ooh. Starring Adam Sandler and Lakeith Stanfield.
And Elsa.
Adam Sandler is
Elsa.
Elsa? Oh yes. What's your name? The impeccable, the amazing,
Yeah.
the wickedly talented.
The wickedly
What's her name?
evil.
Adina.
Adina Menzel.
Oh, man.
Yeah, as his wife. But then you have the big bootied something Fox. I forget her name.
Julia.
Julia Fox. Yes. Damn, that booty dough. Jesus.
Are you wet?
So, what did you think? Are you wet?
I did not like it.
Oh, she's just coming straight out of the gate swinging.
Why.
You want me to give you the rundown?
Sure.
All the reasons I didn't like it? I'll give you the main
All of
reason.
them.
The main
Go
reason
ahead.
I didn't like the movie is that his character just didn't make any kind of growth or learn a single damn thing through the whole movie. Like,
Right.
I don't know. He just he doesn't change at all. He's the same asshole the entire movie. Maybe that's the point, but
Yeah.
I like to
Yeah.
see some growth from the character throughout. And even though
Right.
he's an asshole, you're still kind of rooting for him.
Right.
But yeah, that was my biggest gripe. But I have some other gripes. I feel I didn't really like Adam Sandler's performance. I know a lot of people did, but to me, it just seemed like a big stereotype. He was just a big Jewish stereotype, and I don't know if that's the right thing to say, but that's what he came off to me as.
Right.
Um, the ending was totally predictable.
You think so? You thought you knew he was gonna get shot?
Yeah. No, I mean, I didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but I knew he was going to not make it through to the end. And
Right.
yeah, most likely shooting would be the way to do it. I didn't know when it was going to happen at that, but I knew it
Right.
was going to happen.
Right.
My other problem, my last problem was like, there's no backstory about the brother-in-law. Like,
Right. Oh, right.
I'm wondering about that throughout the whole movie. Like, it took me half the movie to even realize that they were brothers-in-law, I guess. But there's no
Right, yeah.
backstory to that relationship, how they started off, how they got into that situation. Like, I don't know. I feel like that was very lacking.
Yeah, it all made more sense when he was at the recital for his kids. Like, oh man, these guys followed him to the recital. Like, oh well, actually he was in the car. But all right, so that didn't make any more sense. Yeah.
No, but he was in the car, so he knew where he
Right,
was.
but I mean the goons were inside the building,
Mhm.
like in the seats. The brother-in-law was in the car. So
But it would make sense he knew where he was because
right. Well, it
of
would
the
make sense
family
if he was
ties.
inside the building. That would have made sense to me. So, okay. All right, go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, those are all the things about it I didn't like. There was only one thing that I did like about the movie.
What's that?
The only good thing about this whole movie is seeing KG back in Celtics green and him roaring at the beginning of the game, "Rah!" like he always used to do.
Yeah.
Brought me back. That was the only good part.
That's actually funny because in one of the videos of the Celtics, you see a glimpse of Ray Allen in Celtics green.
I didn't notice that.
Your brain omitted that.
But
Miami Heat legend Ray Allen. Sighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Dion, what did you think?
I haven't been this pissed off at a movie since Anger Management. But
Okay.
it was just a lot of people yelling at each other for, I don't know,
Yeah.
hour and a half to 2 hours. swearing at each other, bunch of shitty situations one after another. Now, see, I've been to casinos in my life. I've sat at tables where I've watched people win literally $1,000 on one hand, and then you got nothing to say but, hey, man, that's incredible. Good for you. Congratulations. And they can't be happy about that because they've already lost 25 grand.
No.
Like,
Yes.
I've never understood how anyone can let themselves fall into a situation like that. And sorry for those who have, but I like when I'm at the table, if I lose $100, like it's enough to make me go like get up and walk away. But you know, when I go to a casino, like $200 is my max. Once I lose 200, it's like, all right, I'm up, I'm out. Even when I get up, like even if I'm over my original amount by $100, I don't want to lose the 100 that I just got. So I'll get up and walk away from that too. Like people in that situation, they're just sick, man. It's sick, and you hate watching it. I hate watching it. Where it's just like, come on, man, quit while you're ahead. Why do you got to keep doing another bet on top of that? And especially when you start losing, like he was doing. Like once you get involved with bookies, like bookies and debt collectors and all that stuff, like you know, that's over for you. And it's like Carrie said, like you seem surprised that he died. I mean, it was pretty much the most logical explanation for what was going to happen. He was going to die. Just because that's how things turn out for people like that. There could have been the situation, the maybe feel good situation where he wins the money and leaves and is able to get away.
Yeah, that's not him though.
But it's not him, exactly, because what's to say that he wouldn't have taken that $1.2 million and just kind of rode the hot hand, you know, put it on something else, try to win, you know, 10 million, and now he's like back in the same situation. So, like you said, it's the only situation that I saw realistically happening, and it kills me to see, like, but the thing is, the guy's a junkie for it, I think.
It's the thing, like, no matter what, he wants more. You can eat not even just with money, but with women. Like, he can't be happy with his wife and his nice house.
Yeah, like he needs the chaos in his life.
They were separated at that point.
Well, they were separated, but he's still got the girlfriend. He had his own apartment that the wife didn't know about the apartment. Like, we got, but I think she thought it was for business purposes. And even when he brought the kid up to take a leak, the kid was like, "Oh, who's the chick living with you?" And he's like, "Don't mention that to anyone." So like there must have been something a little bit more there.
Well, that was where he brought his girlfriend. That's where he brought the Fox, Julia Fox, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like you said, how they were separated, but the wife clearly didn't know about the girlfriend.
I think she did.
Well, why do you say don't say that?
Well, I don't think the kids knew.
He said don't say it to anyone. I don't know. And then when he was in the car, he was like looking at him, and he was doing the long look at his mom. I don't know. Maybe she knew. It kind of gave the vibe that she didn't know, but
maybe. Yeah.
What was I saying though?
I think she definitely knew.
People, the people that just got the junkies for it, like they just ride that high. Like, I mean, shit. Was that what I was going with it? Or he needed the chaos in his life. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. He needed the chaos in his life. He couldn't function without the chaos. There's a part, like, sometimes you see those people, like, come out of relationships and they're like, oh, it's just the drama. Like, I can't stand the drama. But, you know,
that's
honestly,
what you live for.
Yeah, they can't live without the drama. Chances are they're the reason for the drama. Like, it's the same way. Like, you think you don't want it, but at some point it gets so ingrained in your system, your being, that's what you need now. You need someone yelling in your face, dropping F-bombs constantly. You need to walk the edge every single day of your life, just to have some kind of feeling, you know, to feel alive again, because you saw what he was like when everything was, you know, fine for him in a way. He came. It's just boring, and he's arguing with his girlfriend, and it's just you don't realize he's in there for a colonoscopy in the beginning of the movie, and then he later gets a phone call.
The shot, huh?
Huh? Yeah.
That opening shot.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. He gets a phone call in the middle of the movie while he's got people in his office yelling at him. He's got people at his door yelling at him to let them in. And the doctor's sitting there saying, "Oh, yeah, I got good news for you." And he's like, "Oh, is this a bad time? Is this a bad time?" No, just tell me, what's up. And he's telling them that he doesn't have butt cancer. And that was like literally the second time you remembered that he had a cancer scare. And that wasn't even a blip on his radar, really. Like, it was like, oh, thanks for the good news. But like, imagine talking to someone that was like dealing with the possibility of having cancer. You'd imagine they'd be a little bit more distraught about it.
Yeah.
But he was just like, oh yeah, I might have cancer. Oh yeah. Oh, I don't have cancer. Sweet. But it's just like that kind of life and death scenario for somebody else doesn't even register with him because he's got so much going on. He's got problems that, well, you saw what he's got people after him. He's dealing with hundreds of thousands of dollars at a time, and it's just trying to find the next big score. I don't know. It's
from the very first 5 minutes, the very first scene or the second scene of when he gets KG's ring, and KG says, "Just hold on to this for me, please. Just hold on to it, and I'll be back in a few days."
Stupid idiot.
And then he brings the ring to pawn it. Like, what are you fucking doing?
Right.
What are you fucking doing?
Right. Well, did
that really just happen?
Even letting him take the opal didn't make any damn sense. Like, why? Like, I get it. KG might be the buyer that you're looking for, but you just like, well, I know the stone didn't cost nearly as much as he said it did. But why would you let anyone leave the store with that item? Even if it was KG.
I think he's only thinking about in the moment. He's only thinking about minute to minute, right? So he knows in that minute, okay, he's going to give me the ring for the stone. I can't get money for the stone, but I can get money for the ring. He just needs money now because the gangsters are after him.
And he also believed that if Garnett believed he was going to have a big game because of the magic of the stone, he could make a bet on Garnett's big game.
On the game.
Okay, so you're saying it was part of the con.
I think so.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, that does make sense now that you put it like that. I was looking at it as like a bad decision that led to another bad decision.
Well, yeah, it was definitely a bad decision.
I saw when he got the ring, he was just like, all right, here's opportunity. I can get some money and try to make a bet that gets, whatever. And then still get the rock back because I know KG's going to buy it. He clearly was interested in it. But, I mean, I can see that it was part of a con because, I mean, that's kind of who the guy is.
Yep. So just bad decision after bad decision. I can't believe that they let him leave with the stone when they left the auction house, right? And he goes to his stepfather and says, "Can I get the stone back? The stone that his father just spent $350,000 on." He gives him the stone back, and then the gangsters come and beat the shit out of him, but let him keep the stone. I didn't understand why they let him keep the stone at that point.
Yeah, I don't understand a lot of what the gangsters were doing, but like even at the end where there's like, all right, we got our money back, and then they still like, did what they did, and it was like, well, now you're not going to get that money. But actually, then I was thinking more about it. They could easily get that money. They could just find the girlfriend and her too.
Oh yeah.
But they ended up taking all the jewels from the store and blah blah blah, and
well, that one guy did.
I feel like they just at that point it was like not even it was more like a personal thing, like, oh, you finally got ahead in life, look at and they're like, no fucking way is this guy gonna pull one over on us after he just put us through all the shit that he did. He looks happy right now. Boom. You get that vibe where it was just like he's like, yeah, okay, I get it, and then he just like
that guy was chaos. That guy was, what do you call it? Chaotic evil, right? There's the different branches of the D&D character traits, and you have chaotic good, chaotic neutral, good neutral, and this guy was just pure chaos. He was chaotic evil who was just gonna he didn't give a fuck about the money. He didn't give the fuck that he won. He didn't give a fuck that his bosses didn't get the money back. He's just like, fuck, this guy put me in a fucking box for an hour and a half or however long the game was. Fuck this guy. So yeah.
Well,
I
I
don't think
mean,
it
I
has
don't know if he's
anything to do
chaotic
with it.
evil just because he never like. I mean, he wanted to kick his ass for like the entire movie, but he never did anything about it. You'd imagine a chaotic evil
Yeah,
type person would just like you wouldn't send him out there to collect the money unless you were planning
yeah,
on offering the dude. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's
sure,
more like
yeah,
I don't know, an cat. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. I'm not familiar. I'm familiar with the D&D terms, but I'm not
yeah.
like up to date.
All right.
So, Damien, you
So we
liked
would
it?
say three-way. I liked it a lot. Yeah, just the amount of stress. Like anything that invokes that strong of feelings from you, whether it's cringing or it's stress or it's anxiety. Just if you're able to reach through the screen and give somebody a feeling like that for an hour and a half or 2 hours, how long the movie was, I think that's pretty impressive.
It was anxiety inducing. Yeah, I'll give
Yeah,
it that.
That
yeah.
said, I feel like Jack Nicholson still pissed me off more in anger management than anything that happened in this movie.
You're just comparing like two Adam Sandler movies. You're like, what's the other Adam Sandler movie pissed me off? Oh yeah, anger management.
Well, come on. I mean, you could think of a lot of other Adam Sandler movies besides Anger Management. I don't even think Anger Management's like one of his best ones.
No, that was a stupid movie.
Where would
It
you rank
is
this?
because it pissed you off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, oh my god, why are you being so? Ah?
Why are you doing that? Yeah.
He doesn't have
Where
an
would you
anger
rank this
issue. You're
among the
giving
Adam
him an
Sandler
anger
movies?
issue.
Where does this rank among Adam Sandler movies for you?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's not beating out the Billy Madisons, the Happy Gilmores, or anything like that.
Okay.
Maybe
Yep.
it could be 6 on a top 5. Have we done a top 5 Adam Sandler thing? I feel like we did once.
I don't believe that.
No.
No, I just did that whole. I did the cheat code where I said all Adam Sandler funny
Yes,
movies
to show
Okay.
your kids.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
It could be 5, maybe 6.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I liked it a lot.
That's good.
Anything else you guys watched?
Well, hold on. Carrie, it's funny. Carrie was saying how she thinks that he was like the stereotype of a Jewish person. I mean, at the same while she's
Oh.
technically correct, all I could hear. Well, you ever listen to the Adam Sandler CDs?
No.
Like the you never listened to those.
I think I know where you're going with this.
I made some jelly sandwiches and I cut up some cantaloupe. And why don't you just slap around your cock and balls? He just did like these impressions. He was a goat at one point. He had a song, I got a piece of shit car, fucking pile of shit. Like it was just all these like random funny songs, like SNL type stuff. But he had this one character that he was like this kid's mother, and the kid was having a pool party, and she was just obsessed with like, oh well, just slap around your cock and balls. Just take your shorts off and slap around your cock and balls. And that's the entire voice I heard throughout the whole movie was just cock and balls.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have to listen to that.
So, yes, I will.
Yeah.
You're going to mention something about the intestine scene where he's getting the colonoscopy.
Yes.
What was it? You said you were going to mention something about it. You're going to come back to it. Something
Oh
about
no,
the
I thought
way
you
it
just
was
wanted
shot.
to talk about the scene because it was. Well, I mean, check it the way the movie opened up, where it's like the tunnel and everything, and you find out that you're inside someone's ass. Well, I mean, it had everything going, and then it's like, oh man, this looks like you're inside a body. Oh, you're inside someone's ass. And then at the end, it goes through the bullet hole, right? And it's almost like it's like a full circle.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know. And maybe it's a metaphor for the movie. He was just flying by the seat of his pants, seat of his ass. He was pulling things out of his ass as best as he could. He was an asshole. I don't know. You can go all over the place for this. Yep.
You like the music though?
Did you know? I don't know if is the cover of the movie like him his face is on the cover. It's like a black cover with
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like he's got his hand like right here. He's got a finger right here on his face, like right where
Yeah.
the bullet hole goes. Did
Right.
you notice that?
Yep.
It's almost
Oh
like the
no, I
cover of
didn't
the
notice
movie's
that.
telling you what's
No.
happening.
Huh.
But
Interesting. I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
catch
So
that.
the butthole and the bullet hole, full circle kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was not really a neat touch. It
You
didn't
like the
feel
music
forced, but it felt appropriate. We'll say.
though? Yeah.
and
You
yeah,
like the music at the end.
what were you gonna say about the music?
You like the music.
It fucking slaps,
I like
bro.
Yep.
I was bopping to it. I asked Carrie, I'm like, did Damian use this as an intro once? Because he should have.
Yep.
I hope you got the intro lined up for it.
Sure. Anything else you want to say about this movie?
Carrie, rank it. What do you say out of 10?
4.
4.
4 to 10.
I
Okay.
give it a I want to give it a 6 because they were irritating me so bad, but I think it's at least worth a 7.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I ranked it when I first saw it at 10 out of 10. I'll still say 9 to 10
9.
range. Yep.
Yeah. Because I mean, while
Well,
you appreciate the visceral, the things that make you react,
the feeling.
I
Yes.
get very annoyed in it, and sometimes it's hard for me to stay focused in it. So I will admit that maybe it wasn't my type of movie, but I can
Right.
still see what they were going for. I can still see the reaction, the way it makes certain people feel like yourself. So that's at least worthy of acknowledgement.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it was a fine
Sure.
movie. For what it was, if you eliminate the people yelling at each other and cursing at each other and all the wormy behavior, you don't have much of a movie. But I can see the skeleton of what they were trying to create. So
Yeah. They had an episode of This American Life recently called "A Low Hum of Menace," and I feel like that describes this movie pretty well. Is this low hum of terror and dread? Like you have so many people talking at the same time. Like you said, there's so many people yelling at each other, but it's not just like back and forth, back and forth. It's him. It's whatever the guy's name was in his jewelry shop. You have the guys at the counter. You have KG at the counter. You have the gangsters at the door. You have another guy on the phone. You have this money guy on the phone. You have so many overlapping voices. It's such a chaotic and tense movie. Just does never it never lets up. The
yeah,
amount of
even
yeah.
even the lighthearted, not even lighthearted. I can't say lighthearted. Nothing in the movie is lighthearted, but he's just having a conversation with
No.
KG, and they're talking about the opal, and it's just like it almost sounds like there's a history to the stone, and he's explaining the history. He's like, oh man, look at this, like. They say the opals have history, man. It's like the Earth's history. KG's getting like sucked into it. He's looking through the little magnifying glass, and even something like that, where it's just like, like almost feels like oh, bro, let's listen to me. Just check this out. Just having a conversation, admiring something beautiful.
Yeah.
They got so many curse words in there. It's just like you're still sitting there like,
Yeah.
oh Jesus! Like even when you're just discussing something that you
Like
The
supposedly
beauty,
think so
yes.
so beautiful, you're over here just like, oh, look at this, oh, this fucking shit, oh fuck, and Garnett's dropping N-word this, N-word that.
yeah. Especially in the club. When they go in the club, didn't what was the thing with the club with the Weekend, where the guy from the Weekend tries to fuck his side chick,
We
right?
didn't do anything. Yeah. Cringy.
Fucking
What
great.
was he even there?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
He's a lot of the times he just seemed out of place everywhere he went. I don't know, but hey, he's got his connections, I guess. All right, yes, and that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
That's all you got. Okay. Let's see. I watched a classic, Casablanca.
Oh my.
Yeah. Have you seen this thing?
No.
No.
Yeah. Never seen it.
Should we?
Yeah. It's like I think everyone's seen like half this movie just from the clips. Here's looking at you, kid. He says it like 9 times in this movie. Play it again, Sam.
So the one,
The problem with 3 people don't amount to a hill of beans in this crazy world.
the one where it's like, you're gonna get on this plane, and
Yeah.
Is that the one? Yeah, you might not regret it now or the day after, but you will regret it, kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I never watched
Yeah.
it, but am I
More
close?
Jimmy. That was more Jimmy Stewart than Humphrey Bogart, but yeah, pretty close. Mary, get in the plane, Mary. It's the thing I
He's
always
the one that does it. He does the moon thing. He's like, you want the moon? That thing? I'll
yeah.
get you the moon.
No, Jimmy Stewart is.
Oh
I'll
shit,
give you
I
the
don't know.
moon, Mary.
Okay, I don't know. They all sound
Yeah.
the same.
Jimmy Stewart is not in this movie. Humphrey Bogart is.
Okay.
The thing always like turns me off or what makes me not want to watch older movies. I think I always think they're like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours. Things like Lawrence of Arabia. I was gonna watch that the other night, but it's like 3.5 hours. There's a bunch of them that are really long. This one's like an hour and a half. So this one's quick. This is a quick, breezy movie. If you don't know, it's about a cynical American expatriate, whatever you want to call it, struggling to decide whether or not he should help his former lover and her fugitive husband escape French Morocco during World War II. So yeah, I think that's I think I knew it was around that time and it was about Nazis, but I didn't really realize it. He owns a nightclub in Morocco in Casablanca. Um, Bogart does, and his ex lover comes in with her husband. Apparently, her husband is a French underground what do you call it rebel or yeah, what do you call people that are against the Nazis back then?
Good people.
Allied force.
People, sure. Allied force. Yeah, well, he's part of the underground Allied force. But yeah, it just moves, and it's got the lines everyone knows. But it's got these twists. Like it seems like a modern movie in the way that it moves, and the twist and stuff, and the not necessarily the language, but the moving of the camera. I always think that's the other thing I always think about. Like, oh, it's back in the '40s. Camera never moves. Camera's always static. No, this the camera actually moves a lot. Um, in this movie like a modern day movie does, and it also looks really good. That's the other thing is I was like, oh, it's all black and white, staticky. It looks like the no, it looks fucking good. I watched this on YouTube and it looks fucking great. So yeah, I highly recommend checking out this movie.
Have you ever seen Gone with the Wind?
I have not. That was the other one that's like 3 hours long. There's like
Yeah,
4 hours, isn't it?
super super long. I've never sat down and watched the whole thing, but my dad does this thing where he's always flipping channels and he'll always put the old AMC or whatever it is, classic movie. Is that it? AMC? Classic movie. Turner Classic Movies, whatever. And he'll always be like, oh, those are such a classic. And so I've seen many parts of Gone with the Wind, but I've never watched it from start to finish.
Yeah, me neither.
I remember always seeing that gigantic box that came in. It was like 5 inches thick. Like VHS box, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I have no interest in watching that. Anytime it comes in something like that, it's just like, that's a long ass movie.
Yeah.
Probably boring.
Yeah. I remember Titanic came in two VHSs.
Yes, Titanic did. I
Actually,
remember that.
American Beauty had two too, I think, at one point.
Really?
But yeah, I don't know why. Maybe it was like
movie?
bonus features or something. But I was like looking at it kind of like,
Let me find out. American Beauty is. That was like 2 hours.
It's definitely not two tastes, but it was one of those big ass boxes.
Yeah, 2 hours. 2 hours, 2 minutes.
So it must. I think it had some kind of like feature to it. I got it down in the basement actually. So I'll show it to you sometime if I can fish it out. Maybe I got a special edition. Yeah. I don't know about. It's probably worth money until Spacey decided he wanted to hate gay people.
Yeah.
By being one, I don't know.
See, Casablanca, I gave that 9 out of 10.
Really?
I'm still going through the Ghibli movies. I watched probably the one that won. I think it won Best Picture when it came out in 2000, 2001, I want to say. Spirited Away. During a family's move to the suburbs, a sullen 10-year-old girl wanders into a world ruled by god, witches, and spirits where the humans are changed into beasts. It's a fucking great movie. How many Ghibli movies have you seen?
Big Fat Zero. Actually, that's probably not true. What was Princess Mononoke one?
It was.
I've seen that. Yeah,
they get more and more graphic as they go along.
Like the
I
Harry
would
Potters.
recommend showing like, yeah, yeah, we were talking about this the other day. But yeah, this one especially. There's this one scene. It's very cool, well done, but it's the scene where they basically she gets a job. Used to get a job in the spirit world as being like a housekeeper for a spa, basically for the spirit world. So one day, this big goopy looking like what's the Pokemon? The goopy Pokemon called?
That's all of them.
the he's just a
Mr.
pile of goop.
Mime.
Mr. Mime, yeah, exactly.
Jinx.
Anyways, Jink, no,
We talk about the original
what?
150. You say Goopy?
Yeah,
Goopy, like
yeah,
muck, like
Muck.
Grimer.
Yes, he looks like a giant Grimer and Muck. He
Okay.
looks like one of them. So he comes into the spa, and they put him in the big giant spa, the big giant what do you call it, jacuzzi, because he can't fit in any other ones. So he gets in there, and the water's rolling over him. Nothing's happening, and finally, the main character, I forget her name, but she goes in and she's like, something's stuck in here. She grabs hold of it, has everyone. She puts a rope around it, has everyone pull the rope at the same time, and this like fucking, I don't know, probably a ton of fucking garbage and goop and all this kind of stuff comes flying out of him, and it's this giant and it fucking stinks. And it was actually just this like river creature who got too much, river spirit who got too much trash and pollution caught in him. So he had to go in there and get all that shit pulled out. But it was just the way they showed it. You could feel his relief when they pulled all the stuff out of him, because you could just see all the stress and all the shit, toxic shit being pulled out of him. So
Microplastics.
yeah, microplastic, exactly. All the all the what do you call it? The stuff you put in the shower. You do your the thing you put your soap on.
Loofah?
The loofah, yes, exactly. Bunch of loofahs shoved up his ass.
Oh
But
no.
yeah, definitely check this one out. Maybe later. Maybe when your kid's like 8 or 9. A lot of not violence, but just scary creatures. In the earlier ones, there's really no scariness, no scary creatures. Totoro's pretty cute. Uh, Princess Mononoke's got a lot of violence in it. I want to show that one. Let me see. Princess
Quick circle back.
Mononoke.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Keith.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna take a little second. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the Ghibli movies.
I just noticed when we're talking about movies a lot, especially older movies, like you've been going back and watching, Nazis come
I
up a
have
lot. I think we should get a drop on the board. Has Brad Pitt going Nazi? What do you think?
Nazis.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Ghibli movies I would recommend that are still for kids. Castle in the Sky was very good. These are all on my Plex. Let's see, Castle in the Sky. Not Grave of the Fireflies. That's a very, very sad one. Howl's Moving Castle I just watched. That was very good. That was the last Ghibli movie I've watched. That was probably for kids. Kiki's Delivery Service. Nice foot.
A.
See, My
It's like a
Neighbor
bird, right?
Totoro,
Check it.
obviously.
Eagle.
Porco Rosso was very good, and Spirited Away. I guess still gotta watch Your Name. I heard that's very good. Let's see. I watched an art film. I don't think I've watched an art film before, even though I've watched like slow, meandering, lugubrious movies. I don't think I've ever seen an art film. I watched Long Day's Journey into Night. It's this movie directed by this Chinese guy from Guangzhou. Um, it's just slow. It's meandering. I watched it because it's known for having a 58-minute one long shot for the last half of the movie. It's a 2-hour movie, and for the last half, it's just one long shot. And it's like it's not impressive to call attention to the fact that it's a one shot if half of the long shot is a dude walking upstairs. Like literally, dude walking upstairs and sometimes walking down some stairs. So it's like that's not. And then it's some people talking. I'm not even going into this because I wouldn't
It,
recommend it. But
isn't that how
during the
you?
night,
Isn't that how you're supposed to tell it's a one shot?
what?
When they show all the uh,
Menial.
menial
Yeah, I mean the
tasks.
menial stuff.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
stuff that's just like, oh yeah, we
I
could cut that
mean
out, but let's show him walking to the shitter. Let's show him taking the shit.
they
you
did
know?
it. I don't know. I feel like this is one example of a thing where you go, okay, you actually did it. It's not like 1917 where they stitched shit together. He probably actually did it, and good on him for doing it. But it's just not necessary. I think in this type of movie, in this movie itself. Yeah, not. I would not watch this shit. The Limey. Have you seen the Limey? It's this revenge movie with not Donald, uh, Terrence Stamp from the Superman 2. He played Zod in Superman 2, the first
Ah,
one.
that guy.
That guy.
Wait,
Yeah,
Superman 2?
yeah.
Old Superman 2?
The old, the old Superman 2.
Oh, okay. No. I can't remember him. I thought you
No,
were talking about old fish
he
eyes.
played old fish. Old fish. Old fish eyes was in Knives Out. You
yeah,
didn't like him
yeah.
in that?
No. I mean,
No.
he was a creepy dude. He was a threatening dude.
You think that's all I can do? Just creepy
I
dudes,
mean, I
creepy
think
threatening
that's
guys.
his best role. I feel like sometimes he
Yeah.
might think that he's typecasted at this point because
Yeah.
his eyes are soulless. But I mean, if you got if you got a game, you might as well just play it, right?
Sure. Sure. Exactly. So this is Terrence Stamp playing a English hitman, getting revenge for the death of his daughter. So it's basically it's Taken, but with less action with an older guy. It was fine. Directed by Steven Soderbergh. People like his movies, I guess.
Huh.
Three Identical Strangers is the 93rd movie I've seen this year. It's a documentary, came out in 2018. It's about three young men who were all adopted in 1980s New York. Uh, and they find out they're triplets when they're separated at birth. But their quest to find out why turns into a bizarre and sinister mystery. Have you heard of this movie?
Never.
Was it based on a
No.
true story? Like kind of because
Uh,
I've read an article about these three men that were
it's
triplets
n-
that were separated at birth.
so it's a documentary, so it's telling their story, the actual story.
Oh,
Yes.
I don't know. Sorry.
um, that's okay. It's good. It moves. It's a quick documentary. I think it's like an hour and a half. Crazy twists and turns as most documentaries have. Yeah, great story, crazy story.
So it's all
Definitely worth
fact
checking out.
then. It's not like
Right. Yep.
dramatized.
It's told from the. Yeah. No. They sit them down. They have them tell their story from their point of view. So I mean, I guess it's biased in that sense, but most of the things that happened did happen. They had I think they had two separate journalists look into what happened, and then also when the story broke that they're talking about in I want to say the mid to early '90s, mid to late '90s. Journalists also looked into it then, and so they sort of reopened the case and did their own investigation into it. Yeah,
What was the name
definitely
of it
check it
again?
out. Three Identical Strangers.
I'd like to watch that one. Where did you watch it?
Yeah, Netflix.
Netflix. Cool.
Netflix. Yep. Yeah, I already talked about Howl's Moving Castle. It's about a unconfident young woman is cursed with an old body by a spiteful witch. Her only chance of breaking the spell lies with a self-indulgent yet insecure young wizard and his companions that walk on a legged walking castle. The thing that they do really well in these movies is like like this castle is so detailed. There's so much detail and intricate moving parts to it. The inside is decorated with boxes and books and spells and things that hold spells. There's a fireplace. There's all these. The thing I really like about the art of these movies is there's so much. It feels like a lived-in world where they just put so much effort into putting all these little details into the background that you probably wouldn't recognize but appreciate subconsciously maybe. Yeah, I really liked almost all these movies. I don't think I've hated any of them so far. And then I watched half of Great Gatsby. Great
Yeah,
Gatsby.
boy.
Dion,
All right,
what
so
was
you're
Dion's
halfway
favorite
through
movie?
halftime. What do you think? What do you think?
Halftime. Yeah, it's very good.
Yes,
Very very. I think
he likes it.
I think super super stylized doesn't even get into the half of it. How this movie looks, like the long shots, the fast zoom in, fast zooms out, the
Yeah.
fast panning left, panning right, panning forward, panning backward, super fast.
Did you get
Um, it
those
does get a
driving
little,
scenes?
yes, those driving things. Yep.
Driving scenes. There's one in particular at night where it's like I don't
Yeah.
know, it just plays with your eyes and your brain.
Yes. Yes. I like Leo DiCaprio. Obviously, I can leave or take Tommy Maguire. Um,
Yes.
what's her name? Mulligan. Carrie Mulligan is very good. One guy that I didn't know that it was in this that I like very much is Joel Egerton. Joel Egerton plays Tom Callahan, Coolhan. It's the other guy's wife. It's
Right.
the
Right.
guy's
Right. The
husband.
husband.
The husband that's being cucked by Gatsby. I haven't got to the end, so I don't know if he gets fully cucked, but Gatsby is
Oh
attempting.
man. Yeah.
He's,
Just
he's making an attempt to
buckle in,
cuck out
buddy.
of
Buckle
out of
in.
Tom.
Such a great
Yes,
movie. I
very
love it.
very good. Yeah, but then I might check out The Crow as well
Oh
after this.
shit.
Get the two Dion
You
movies in there.
won't love that one.
No, it's
No.
not good.
I
What did it look
mean,
like? I
no, it's
thought.
great to me, but you're gonna be like, all right,
Oh
this is very clearly a cult. Well, you read the comic, right?
no, I didn't know it was a comic.
Oh yeah, there's a comic. Yeah, like the Walking Dead
Oh,
type style.
really?
Yep.
Huh,
Yeah, check it
I didn't
out.
know
It's
that.
pretty fucking intense, man. But
It's. I wonder if did Sting the wrestler did he base his look off
yes.
of the Crow or did the Crow base his look off of Sting?
Nope. Crow. Crow. Sting based it off the Crow.
Crow.
Yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yep. Probably the best thing Sting
All right.
ever did.
No, the best thing Sting ever did was sitting in the crowd with a Sting mask on. And then he pulls the Sting mask off and is actually.
He, he pulled the Sting
There's
mask
in
off
that
and
clip.
he was Sting.
Sting was in the crowd and
Yeah.
he was wearing a mask you could buy
One of those
at
plastic
the
ones.
what do you call it?
Concessions.
Plastic mask. Yeah. So he's sitting there, sitting in the crowd with a plastic Sting mask on, and he stands up and pulls the mask off, and it's actually. I thought it was cool.
Every
All right,
time you
I thought
say
it
he was
was
actually, it cuts out. So I still don't know who he actually was.
oh, it cuts out. Okay. Sting, the actual wrestler, man, right,
Yep.
had a Sting mask from like that you
No,
could
I
buy
know where the
as
mask came
a
from,
fan.
but who was he? Who was he when he took the mask off?
Sting
Thank you. That's what I thought you were saying. But every time it cuts off when you say Sting. So it
every
just,
time.
yeah, he's like, and he
Okay,
took off the mask to reveal that he was, what?
but
Yeah, I remember that.
it revealed he was. Yeah, it's great. So that's about everything, I think.
All
Let me
right,
check.
Why don't you tell him about the movies
Yeah.
you watched?
What movies did I watch?
We watched. Oh wait, no, she already talked about it once. All right, well, she had me sit through Aladdin.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, I
Yeah,
watched I've seen Aladdin, the new one.
yeah.
I thought it was fine.
It was fine. I preferred it to The Lion King.
Same.
Mm.
They kept more of the musical numbers. Wasn't can I say it? I don't know. Wasn't a fan of Jasmine's songs.
Oh no.
not, no, not because they're about empowering the women or anything like that. That's fine. Um, it just when you hear all these other songs, and maybe it would have been different if I heard them all at the same time. But like a song like "A Whole New World" completely blows those songs out of the water, and I think they were trying like
Yeah.
kind of hard with her songs, like really send a message, which really I don't think any Disney song really does. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it was just like I won't be quiet. You'll hear my voice. Basically saying like, don't tell me to shut up anymore. None of these other songs really had like a very poignant meaning. Like, oh, you never had a friend like me. Well, that's he's just showing
It's
off
just
all his
fun.
magic trick. Yeah, it's all fun. Um, Magic Carpet Ride. It's just it's a really feel good song. Yeah, okay, we love each other, but it was nothing like that. And I think those songs were just out of place. Um, it's fine that they tried to attempt it. That's why I didn't like it. They just felt out
I
of place, like
disagree.
they felt like heavy handed.
I disagree. I feel like one of the ways that the live action movie was different from the cartoon was that Jasmine is not satisfied just marrying a prince. She wants to be the one that is in charge. She wants to be the ruler, and that just because she's a woman, she can't be, even though she would probably be better at it than any of the men.
No, I'm not
And that song
disagreeing.
is all furthers that point that she wants to be heard. She doesn't want to just be a pretty face.
Right. No, I agree 100% with that. I just now when I say I'm not saying that the song was out of place, as in like the message, because yeah, Jasmine was trying to be Sultan. Aladdin, it definitely did. It deviated from what the old Aladdin was all about, which is fine. It's just the the song message was just it was almost like I don't know, the very confrontational. It's just not what a Disney song would I would normally picture a Disney song to be like, especially when you keep all the older songs as well. But it's like I said, maybe if I heard them both all at the same time, it might have been different. Uh, I guess there's really no good way to make that song like like a joking, fun way, because when she was singing that song, there was a lot of pain in there. I get it. Um, I don't know, I'm just saying that the tone of it wasn't out of place in the situation, but it was out of place in a Disney movie. You understand what I'm saying? You see what I'm trying to say, at least?
I guess. I mean, is it any different than in Mulan when she wants to go off she disguises herself as a man so that she can fight for her family?
No, it's not. And um, and that might
I
actually
think
lead to the case
he's
of what
trying
I
to
was saying, where if I heard them all at the same time, it might not be so conflicting. Yeah, so yeah.
say,
What I remember it to be and what they try to add into it, I understand trying to add new content into it. I don't have a problem with it. I just think that the song was just very confrontational, more so even than Mulan. I don't know. Even in Mulan, that song, well, I don't know. It's tough. I don't think my message is really coming across great.
I think what you're trying to say is it feels heavy-handed.
Well, I did say it was
On
heavy-handed.
the nose.
I did say that, and I don't
A little
know.
on the nose.
I mean, it made sense because of the situation that she was in, that it had that kind of emotion. I'm not saying that the song was bad. Well, no, I'm not saying the song was bad. I just don't. Or maybe it just was not the type of song I was looking for. Maybe it's all me. I don't know. There was something about the song
Does
that
she
just.
remind you of anyone?
What's that?
Does she remind you of anyone?
Does who remind me of?
She look like anyone to you? Huh?
Does Jasmine?
Yeah, the actress.
Um,
Might even have to see her, but
no.
you might pull up a picture of her. Can you see the chat right now or no?
No.
Chat room. Okay. Does she look like a Middle Eastern Rachel McAdams?
I did not get that.
Yeah, I
but-
didn't see that. Didn't see that.
Okay.
I
No?
agree.
Okay.
I liked it. I didn't love it.
The movie or the
But-
song?
No, the movie. I
Oh.
liked it. Like, it was fine. There was really nothing about it I didn't like, but I didn't really love it. Whereas Lion King, I was like, why? Why did they do this?
Like it didn't need to be done.
It didn't need to be done.
I
Yeah.
think that's exactly what Damian
Right.
said.
Yeah.
I understand, but
Yeah.
I didn't need it. But real quick about the music. I'm not even. I didn't hate all the music. Even Will Smith, he put his own spin on everything that he did. He did his own genie. He couldn't be Robin Williams' genie. But sometimes, even with his songs, maybe it was just that's what I'm thinking more and more as I think about it. It's more just the songs. Maybe it was because I remember Aladdin was my favorite Disney movie, so to have the changes happen, I
Mess
think
with
it
that.
bothered me on a maybe on a subconscious level. But yeah, I enjoyed Will Smith as Genie. It was fun, and I love Will Smith and everything that he does. But I will say that the way that they changed the music, even for his songs, was like, all right, you added the Will Smith touch, I get it, but maybe I just prefer the Robin Williams way. And I mean, you're gonna get that when you're watching these movies. So yeah, it was probably just me. But and not to say I enjoyed all of them, but I don't know. Yeah, so the songs maybe it's just they didn't come across. It came across. It's
Right.
just, maybe it just didn't stick with me. That's what it is. It didn't stick the landing with me. That's all. It's on a subconscious level. Okay.
Okay.
I respect the message. I respect it. All right. I'm glad she's
Okay.
salting. I'm glad she's salting.
Okay.
And
Okay.
can we talk
Okay.
about Jafar for a second?
Okay.
Jafar looks stupid. Jafar should have been a more like Slender Man kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Just something a little creepier. Got this
Yeah.
I don't know. This normie guy eyeliner. Like, get out of here. Get out of here, dude. Where's the beard? And you know what really pissed me off? He never once said Prince Abubu. Okay? That's dumb. That's dumb. And that's all I have to say about that.
All right. Good.
What else we watch, Carrie?
All right.
Better
Well,
Call Saul.
Better Call Saul we watched. That's it because
Nice.
we
I
last
like one.
spoke on Saturday. So
Oh,
we
yeah,
watched
yeah.
Sunday we watched
Yeah.
Aladdin with the kids, and we watched
Uncut.
Gems after the kids went to bed, and then yesterday we
Saul.
watched Better Call
Yeah.
Saul.
Still a good
That
show.
was Better Call Saul going.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
If you don't like legal proceedings and how drawn out those can be,
No, it's getting more exciting though because it's getting closer to connecting to Breaking Bad,
Mm.
and
Like-
he's really taken the turn from.
he hasn't really taken it yet.
He's getting there.
Yeah. Right now he's
Where
got
he's-
his toe dipped in the water. Something's gonna throw
He
him in. all the
started
way.
off as a respectable, semi-respectable lawyer, and he's just getting more and more corrupt.
I think
as
you're gonna
time
find by
goes
the end
on.
of it, it's gonna be like a Walter White thing. He had this speech on the last one where he's like, one of the old lawyers who was partners with his brother was saying things like he was trying to get him. He offered him a job, and he kept like passing it off, blah blah blah. And then the guy was like, "All right, hey, you know what? I don't know what I did to piss you off, but
Offers off the
offers
table.
off the table." Like kind of like made him like, and he was just kind of dragging him along and everything. But this guy it seemed like he was being sincere, and then it kind of like flipped a switch in Jimmy
Saul.
Saul. Well, actually, yeah. At that point, I think it was Saul talking. It was no longer Jimmy.
Well, I don't know that he knows that Jimmy and Saul are the same person.
Yeah. It's he found his own identity, and he changed his name because he didn't want to be compared to his brother. But anyways, he had this huge speech where he was just like, he's like, you know why I didn't take your job? Like, because it means nothing to me. I am so far
beneath
above
me,
this job. It's beneath me. And he had this thing where he's like, I'm a god where I shoot lightning and I fart thunder, you know? and that kind of speech that he had was very Walter White-esque. At, you know, how he was just like, you know, I'm the danger. I'm the one who knocks. I did it because I was good at it, you know, stuff like that. Like, I think at one point Saul drank the same Kool-Aid that Walt did. He knows he's the best at what he does. He's better than any of the lawyers that he's had to come in contact with. Hell, he could have been better than his brother, who was revered as one of the best. And he's like, he's sipping that Kool-Aid now. He hasn't fully drank the glass, but he's starting to realize, hey, you know what? I'm pretty fucking great. And that's what turns into this whole Breaking Bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
I'm pretty
there's
great,
parallels
but
in there.
like not at doing it the respectable way. He's great at finding loopholes and great at taking advantage of people's emotions and, you know, not playing it. What am I looking for here? What's the word I'm looking for?
Not playing it by the books.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I do what it takes. I get down and dirty.
Scheming.
Yeah.
He's scheming.
Yeah, he does. He just doesn't. He really doesn't even play by the law, but he gets away with it, and I think that's what empowers him. Kind of, you know, it's like the Uncut Gems thing. Well, not really. No one's not playing by the law or anything, but you know, he
likes
gets,
it.
Yeah, he likes it. And it's the Walter White thing. He's on the edge, and it feels good. And the weird thing is, it's different. Like in Breaking Bad, you saw it from the beginning to the end. And occasionally there were flashbacks or whatever, but for the most part, it was a linear progression. With Saul, if you watch Breaking Bad, you already know shit went bad for him. It opens up, kind of what in the future.
Each season shows where he is now, like where he is after Breaking Bad ends, when he went into witness protection. So for 5 minutes of every season, you get to see what his life is like in the current time. But then the rest of the show is before Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Okay. So you have like the privilege of seeing how, you know, like Jimmy's turning into this guy, Saul, and he's starting to believe his own hype. But you already know, you've already seen that empire crumble. So it's kind of like a weird dynamic the viewer has watching it.
You also know, like, they brought back, like, Mike Ehrmantraut's in it, Gus Fring is in it, other characters from Breaking Bad are in it, so it's like, okay, I know those guys are safe, but there's so many other characters that are like, okay, what happens to them before Breaking Bad? Does this one have to die before Breaking Bad starts, or do they just go off into the sunset, never to be seen again? I wonder what happens to them.
It is funny when you see things like Gus standing next to the guy in Box Cutter. And be like, oh, things don't end well for you. And like in the series, he's a very much like a yes sir kind of guy. And obviously you are when you're around Gus, but it's just funny because I feel like the viewer knows what happens. So like the guy standing next to Gus, and it's kind of like he's like his puppy in a way, and it's just like, man, oh boy, good for you, bud. Good for you.
It's a good show. Like, it's not as intense.
It's slower.
It's not as intense as Breaking Bad. I never felt like I was on the edge of my seat, like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Like I felt so many times in Breaking Bad, but I feel like it makes me think more. Do you agree with that statement?
Yeah, no, that's fair. Because, I mean, we were already trying to figure out how the season's going to end. And, I mean, it's either one or two possibilities, I guess. But I don't know. We are trying to think like how does he get out of this one? What happens with this? And if you don't like the legalese and things, then this probably isn't for you. But I always appreciated that kind of stuff.
There's supposed to be one more season after this one, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, that
this
makes sense.
one took a long time to come out.
One.
Like it took a year and a half for this season to come out. It wasn't on in all of 2019. It wasn't on at all.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a while before it totally links up to Breaking Bad. There's only, 10 episodes a season?
Yeah, I think it said it was like 2 left or something, or 3.
No, I think there's
4. I thought I saw one of those commercials.
Maybe
Only
now
3 episodes.
I think there's
left.
3
Oh,
left because
God.
there were 4 and then we watched one last night. So
Wow.
3 left, and then we're gonna have to wait another probably like you said, year and a half to find
maybe
out
2 if it's the final.
what happens.
So yeah, good show.
Then someone
Check it
else is gonna have to come up with some kind of spinoff, so I can feel good about it.
out. We can finally figure out what happened to Mike's kid that makes him so pissed off.
Oh yeah, that would be a good one.
No, if they give Mike a show, I'm not watching.
No?
No. All right. Sorry, we
All
went.
right, so about
went
at
all
an
right
hour.
there. Yep. It's an hour.
Good. We're about an hour. So I think that'll do it for this week's episode. Maybe
too.
we'll try to do something later in the week, but maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. You're a busy man.
We will see. I gotta work. Yeah, I'm a busy man.
Hard to get a hold of these days.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, you know what? Maybe me and Carrie will make our own spin-off podcast under the guise of Can I Say Something? Well, I'll carry your mantle. Oh man, can you imagine me doing the lead-in? Ah.
Jesus.
Just playing, buddy. Just playing. I see the pain in your eyes.
So for Can I Say Something? I've been Damian.
I'm a Dion.
And Carrie.
Love you.
Love you.
She keeps turning on Surrey.
Every time I say and Carrie, my Surrey turns on. I did it at the beginning of the episode.
Wait, don't stop recording. Don't stop recording.
It's.
I want to try something.
Go ahead.
Did you stop?
No.
No.
Longest outro ever. Let's go. Still going.
No, we did the outro. I just want to keep recording so we can sync up the audio. You know what I'm saying?
So you want us to all be quiet?
No, well, I want to do a clap. Is your phone available?
My phone is streaming you right now.
Okay. Is Carrie's phone available?
Yes.
Okay. Carrie, can you go to time.is? Because you're going to have to send me your audio. You have some audio in there, right, from Saturday?
You.
Right. I do. I have the card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, you just send me that audio somehow.
Do you want me to just drop
Either
you
send
the
it or
card?
bring the card over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll drop you the card.
Okay. Carrie, at the second hand there and at 45, just give us a clap. We can sync up the audio. You understand?
Yelp
Now?
says 45.
Okay,
did.
hold on.
Oh,
Yeah. We're gonna make it all noise at the same time so I can sync up the audio because I'm gonna use my audio and your audio, and I have to sync them up.
Okay.
So when I say go, we're all gonna clap at the same time. Or
Clap.
can you do that?
I'm holding my mic.
Yeah.
Can I yelp? Can I yelp?
Right.
Yelp.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Carrie, can you see the time? Does it say 15 right now?
Yep.
Okay. So at 30, just make a yelp. Okay. So Carrie will tell him when. And now.
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. They do the same thing. They do it on a podcast I listen to, Waypoint Radio. They do because they all have their own audio recording separately, and then they just stitch them together. So they need some sort of reference point to know when each person made a noise at the same time, so they can sync up the tracks.
But aren't we all on one with the card? I can stop recording now, right?
No. Yes, you can stop recording.